Hey everyone, today I've got the Great Wall movie review. A foreigner helps out China by battling ancient monsters. Will he succeed? So as far as the story goes, Zhang Yimou directs this fantasy movie set in China where the Great Wall is built to be a 2-for-1 special, basically preventing the Mongolians from invading China, but also to prevent monsters from trying to take over, because that would just be really bad. I wasn't particularly looking forward to seeing this movie. There was a lot of controversy surrounding the whitewashing thing with Matt Damon, and it just overall didn't really look as impressive as a film. And I've seen quite a few of Asian films that also starred American actors, as well as just regular Asian films that were introduced in America that, a lot of people did find to be really good films. This movie kind of sets, that trend apart because it's not, as great of a film as, one would think. And I wasn't as impressed with the overall concept of it and the overall, tone and feel of the film. So I just couldn't really get into the movie, and thankfully it was, a short film, being only an hour and a half long, which is probably more than, I could handle while watching this movie. As far as the casting goes, you've got Matt Damon, who plays this mercenary who gets captured along with one of his other buddies. They're sort of not really sure what to do with this guy until he decides to step in and tries to help out these soldiers and trying to defeat this creature that's just big and bad and, multiplying like crazy. He looked really strange at first because he sort of had that beard, but I was like, well, hey, I didn't mind seeing that in The Martian, but here it just looked very awkward. So thankfully he got to shave it all off, look clean cut, a half an hour into the film. So I was really happy about that. I didn't really quite get the motive of his character, and I didn't really see the point of casting such a big star to be in this movie. Because I do know that Zhang Yimou has worked with big name actors in the past, but here I just felt like he looked very out of place, including Pedro Pascal, who played his friend, who might not have been completely a good guy, but maybe not as much of a bad guy like maybe Willem Dafoe sort of appeared to be, even though he was also, it was kind of out of place here, but at least he knew the language and could understand and help, Matt Damon out, and especially around some women who were in this movie, one of whom I can't pronounce her name, but, I thought there was going to be some shoehorned romance in this movie, but thankfully there really wasn't. This is a Bad Love Review contender because it does appear to have good art direction, and even the costume and production design all looked, really beautiful, and something I know I am familiar with Zhang Yimou directing a movie like this, and I just felt like the artistry was just lost in translation, especially with the overall integrity of the film, which, kind of made it look silly at times, and I was really turned off by that. So the things that I didn't really like about the movie, there were times, especially when those creatures started pouring in, it reminded me a lot of the film Warcraft, and I felt like it just completely ripped off, the creatures and how they all sort of looked, but they sounded like they were from Avatar, so I was very confused as to, like, where was the originality there, but I guess you can only go so far in that department. And there was a quote that I remember in this movie: "What god made those things?" Short answer: Industrial Light and Magic. Speaking of that department, I was sort of noticing that there was a lot of poor CGI at times, and it just really took me out of the film, and especially having all of these really cliche moments that just, I did not appreciate in a film like this, because, it was just completely obvious what was going to happen, which is probably why most of the film I found to be really boring and slow moving. Overall, I would say that The Great Wall just really was a great disappointment, and I just really did not like this movie whatsoever. So I wouldn't see myself recommending this movie to anyone. I don't care if you're a Matt Damon fan. This one you should just skip altogether. So I would give this 1.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of The Great Wall, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got movie reviews, movie updates coming every week for a Trial Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys later.